You won't believe what's written in the stars for Sagittarius in 2025. What if I told you that this coming year is not just another chapter in your life, but the exact turning point your soul has been preparing for? What if every storm, every heartbreak, and every sleepless night led you to this moment where your destiny finally begins to unfold? In today's video, we're diving deep into what 2025 truly holds for Sagittarius, and the truth may shake you. This isn't a lighthearted horoscope. This is a cosmic call to arms, a wake-up message from the universe itself. From massive inner transformations to fated alignments that test your heart, this year will challenge everything and rebuild you into something even more powerful. You'll discover the one planetary event that could radically shift your perspective. The emotional storm that might look like chaos, but is sacred training, and how by the end of the year, you could be living in complete alignment with your soul's purpose. But listen closely, because the most life-changing moment of 2025 might not come with fireworks. It might come in a whisper, and if you miss it, you might miss your breakthrough. So don't click away. Every second of this journey is designed to guide you through the storm and into the light. Because once you understand what's happening astrologically, emotionally, and spiritually, you'll never see your life the same way again. Before we begin, like, subscribe, and share this video if you're ready to claim the life the stars have aligned for you. Let's help more seekers like you awaken through astrology, one soul at a time. Welcome to Zodiac Whisper, where the universe speaks and your destiny listens. The inner storm, calmness amidst cosmic chaos. Sometimes growth doesn't come with a celebration. Sometimes it begins in silence, in the space after something breaks. In Sagittarius, 2025 may not feel like a grand entrance at first. It may feel like confusion, like unraveling. It's like shedding a version of yourself that once fit, but doesn't anymore. The world around you may start to feel unstable. Plans shift, people drift. The goals you once chased suddenly seem meaningless. But this isn't a breakdown, it's a calling. Astrologically, this year brings cosmic pressure. Jupiter, your ruling planet, is spinning through Gemini, stirring internal questions and external contradictions. Venus goes retrograde in Leo, pulling your values into the spotlight, asking, where are you still performing for love instead of being loved for who you are? And yet Mars isn't waiting. Mars is pushing, provoking, demanding. It's the fire under your feet, not to burn you, but to awaken what's been asleep. You may wonder, why now? Why me? But here's the truth. The universe is not testing you, it's training you. This storm you're walking through, it's not random, it's sacred. The chaos is not your enemy, it's your classroom. What's falling apart is making space for what wants to rise. But only if you stay. And here's where many walk away at the edge of transformation. Most people exit the video here, but you didn't click this by accident. Something in you knows. You've felt the shaking, you've sensed the shift. And maybe, just maybe, you've been craving peace more than progress. So let me tell you what's next, what's waiting if you stay through the storm. Inside the whirlwind of change, you'll find the I, the stillness, the version of you that watches the storm but isn't swallowed by it. That version is where your authentic power lives. In 2025, your greatest lesson won't come from what you achieve, but how deeply you remain centered when nothing is certain. That calm, that presence, it's not a weakness, it's wisdom. Picture this, you walk into a room full of noise, opinions, judgments, distractions, and breathe instead of reacting. You observe, you choose peace. That's not escape, that's mastery. Stillness is not the absence of chaos, it's your decision not to be owned by it. Every moment you pause instead of panic. Every time you choose breath over reaction. Whenever you say, I'll sit with this, instead of running from it, you become the storm walker. The archer is standing steady as the winds howl around you. Because of real strength, it's quiet. It doesn't announce itself. It lives in your spine, your silence, your ability to keep your heart open, even when the world tries to shut it. This is the spiritual workout 2025 is offering you. It's not about fixing everything. It's about being the one who doesn't fall apart when everything else does. So breathe. You're not late. You're not behind. You're exactly where the storm wants you, awake, aware, and on the edge of transformation. Because the storm doesn't come to destroy the Sagittarius. It comes to reveal the calm warrior you were born to become. And that is the beginning of your most significant power. From darkness to Dharma, lessons from suffering. There's something sacred about the darkness. Not the kind that hides you, but the kind that reveals you. The type of darkness where the lights go out, and for the first time you realize you've been sleepwalking all along. Sagittarius, 2025 may not be the year where everything finally makes sense, but it might be the year you finally make peace with not needing it to. Because the truth is, we don't grow from comfort. We grow when we're uncomfortably and stripped bare of certainty. When we're faced with choices that ask more of us than we've ever gotten, that's when Dharma, the soul's path, whispers through the cracks of what's breaking. And you know this. You felt it. The job that collapsed, the friend who walked away, the version of you that tried so hard to hold it all together until it couldn't anymore. None of it was wasted, every ache, every tear. Every silent night wondering if you're lost was part of your becoming. We're told to avoid suffering, to numb it, escape it, scroll past it. But suffering, real suffering, is not the enemy. It's the initiation. The ancient alchemists believed that lead must burn to become gold. And your pain? It's burning through everything that is not you. It's not about glorifying the pain. It's about honoring what it teaches. There's a reason the caterpillar has to dissolve into nothingness before becoming a butterfly. Because transformation doesn't negotiate, it requires surrender. In the darkest moments of 2025, when it feels like no one sees what you're carrying, remember this: the seed grows in the dark. You are not behind. You are beneath. Beneath the surface, beneath the noise, beneath the ego. And from that place, something honest is about to rise. This year, your Dharma won't scream. It will whisper. It will show up in quiet moments. A book you stumble upon that speaks directly to your heart. A stranger's words that feel like a message. A sunset that breaks you open when you thought you were numb. But to hear it, you have to slow down. You have to stop running. You have to get honest about what's no longer aligned. You have to ask yourself, what pain have I been carrying that's been protecting me? What if my suffering isn't a punishment, but a portal? When you change how you look at the pain, you change who you are within it. Think of people who've turned their suffering into legacy. Oprah. She didn't escape her wounds, she transmuted them. Viktor Frankl, who endured unthinkable horrors in Auschwitz, still found meaning. And you have your mountains to climb, but you also have the fire within to climb them. So let this year be the year you stop running from your story and start writing a new one. Let the darkness be the place you meet your soul. Let the suffering be the moment you find your center. Let this not be the year of fixing, but of awakening. Because in the silence after the storm, there is you and your Dharma, waiting to be remembered. Becoming the phoenix. Transformation is not comfortable. Transformation rarely knocks politely. It doesn't wait for the perfect moment or ask if you're ready. It crashes in like a wave. It burns like fire, and yet deep down, you know, you've always known. Sagittarius, you are not meant to live a small, quiet life. You were born with arrows in your hands, fire in your blood, and the kind of soul that doesn't just survive storms, it rises from them. But here's the part they don't tell you. Rising hurts. It's not glamorous. It's messy. It's the middle of the night when your doubts scream louder than your dreams. It's waking up with tears on your pillow and getting out of bed anyway. It's choosing to heal when staying broken would be easier. 2025 won't ask you to change softly. It will demand your complete surrender. It will strip away identities you've outgrown, roles you clung to out of fear, patterns you thought were protection, but were prisons. You might lose people this year. You might lose things you thought were permanent, and it will sting. But pain isn't the enemy. Resistance is. Fundamental transformation isn't about fixing yourself. It's about letting go of who you were told to be, so you can return to who you are. The phoenix doesn't rise until it first burns. And in that burning, everything false turns to ash. The masks, the expectations, the narratives that kept you small. What's left is raw, but also real. What's left is you, unfiltered, unafraid, and undeniable. You will feel lonely at times, that's normal. Most people quit at the moment things get uncomfortable, but not you, because you know that discomfort is sacred. Every soul-stretching moment shapes a version of you that doesn't survive in the fire, but dances in it. This is not the year to play safe. This is the year you dare to love deeper, to speak louder, to take risks that terrify you, to let go of what's familiar and leap into what's aligned. You're not here to live on repeat. You're here to evolve. So when everything feels like it's falling apart, what if it's falling into place? What if the breakdown was always part of the plan? What if the pain isn't punishment, but preparation? Sagittarius, the version of you waiting on the other side of this transformation, is extraordinary, not because they have it all figured out, but because they've faced the fire and chosen to rise anyway. This is your Phoenix year. Let yourself burn, let yourself rise, not because you have to, but because you finally believe you can. Love, light, and liberation, finding strength through compassion. After the fire, there is ash. But after the ash comes the light. When you've lost everything you thought defined you, when the masks have melted and the noise has settled, what remains is something raw, something soft, and strangely sacred. It's your heart, not the guarded, logical, goal-oriented version, but the one that still remembers how to feel, the one that aches, the one that loves without armor. The one that, after walking through storms and letting go of control, now beats with a deeper rhythm. One that whispers, I survived, and now I choose love. Sagittarius, 2025 is not just the year of transformation, it's the year of reclamation. Not of things or people or status, but of light, of softness, of the divine ability to feel and still move forward. And here's where your most significant power is reborn, in compassion. Not just for others, but for yourself. Love for others is easy when life is easy, but true liberation begins when you learn to love in the middle of the mess. When you show up for hurting people, not because you have the answers, but because you've been there too. It's when you pause before judging, when you listen without needing to fix it, when you realize that love isn't about being perfect, it's about being present. Compassion is courage in disguise. It says, even though I've been hurt, I won't harden. It says, even though I'm tired, I won't close. It says, even though the world forgot how to care, I still remember. This is how Sagittarius becomes the healer, the torchbearer in the dark. And yes, it starts small. A conversation where you choose empathy over ego. A decision to rest instead of push. A choice to forgive someone who never said sorry, not for them, but for you. Because carrying anger is heavy, holding on to bitterness weighs down your spirit. And you, Sagittarius, were not built to take what isn't yours. You were built to roam free, to light up rooms, to inspire. But you can't do that while dragging old stories behind you. So let them go. Let the past remain past. Let the love you've withheld return, like rivers breaking dams, because what's coming next requires a soft heart and an open soul. You've done the work, you've faced the storms, you've burned and risen. Now it's time to lead with light. Not because it's the easiest path, but because it's the truest. And in this choice, to love anyway, to shine anyway, you become unstoppable. Not because you avoided the dark, but because you dared to carry light through it. Year of Triumph. You are the archer of destiny. Triumph doesn't arrive with confetti. It comes in quiet knowing. In that moment, you realize you're no longer who you used to be. You've walked through the storm. You've burned through the fire. You've softened through compassion. And now, Sagittarius, you stand at the threshold of everything you were meant to become. This is your year of triumph. Not because it's easy, but because you've earned it. Because you've faced yourself. Because you've stopped running. Because you've allowed life to shape you instead of shame you. And now, with calloused hands and a heart stretched more expansive than ever, you are ready. Ready to lead. Ready to create. Ready to aim. The ancient symbol of your sign, the archer, is no accident. It was never about chasing. It was always about choosing and lifting your bow with clarity, drawing your arrow with focus, and aiming at a target and your truth. Triumph is not just about arriving at success, but defining it on your terms. This year, your aim matters. Your choices matter. Your energy is a currency. Spend it wisely. Who you give your time to. What you say yes to. What you say no to. All of it shapes your reality. You've outgrown survival. Now it's time to build, to dream out loud, to trust your vision, to stop waiting for permission and start living with intention. Because no one else can shoot your arrow for you, no one else can walk your dharma. That is your sacred contract. And as you move forward, let your triumph be more than a destination. Let it be a declaration. I am the author of my life. I am the fire that doesn't burn out. I am the arrow, the one who dares to aim it.